Edwards from Koskinen Stadium, delighted to have you with us. And off we go from Durham with Bellarmine getting the opening possession here this afternoon. The Blue Devils, preseason number 2 nationally for John Danowski's club, as they take on a Bellarmine team that last year went 11-6 overall, 5-6 in the Atlantic Sun Conference. And it's Bellarmine who will be on the attack here to start this one this afternoon. First opportunity here for the Knights. Pat Anderson had a look at it for a moment. 60 seconds to shoot here. Odamoye now out into the restraining area, looking for the attack. Driving in is Wescoat, and a good defensive play there by the Blue Devils, and here comes Duke with it for their first offensive possession of the afternoon. Blue Devils are paced by numerous All-ACC and All-Americans in the preseason, and we'll watch for Dyson, Williams, Brennan, O'Neal to contribute early here for the Blue Devils. This is O'Neal with a shot, and O'Neal with that one back to the Blue Devils, has shot there, and now Duke with plenty of time to operate on their first offensive possession of the season. Zawada with it for Duke, dodging. Flicks one this way, comes out now to Balsamo, and now the Blue Devils angling it back. McAdorey looking. Now the Blue Devils operating from Eggs here, 25 to shoot. O'Neal, that one a little low, and Usher decided he'll stay with the Blue Devils, 22 to shoot. J.C. Higginbotham, the graduate student from Plano, Texas, starting in goal today for Bellarmine. It's the Knights team picked to finish 4th in the ASUN this year. We'll talk more about that as the afternoon progresses. There's a shot and one that goes just wide of the cage, but Duke will keep it. 13 to shoot for the Blue Devils. Nearly 2 minutes into our opening period. Here's O'Neal. O'Neal spinning, dumping one now. Balsamo, and that one wouldn't go. Shot clock resets, and it's Bellarmine who survives the offensive onslaught there of the Blue Devils to get things going this afternoon. Couple of good looks at it for Duke, but Higginbotham right there on the spot there for Bellarmine, and able to thwart the opportunity. Blue Devils had 3 shots, 1 on goal there, and now Bellarmine looking for the first strike of the afternoon. O'Rourke with it, the graduate student from Hilton Head, South Carolina. Plays one back for Sinon. Good defense there by McGuire for Duke. Back to Wilkins. Wilkins looking for a shot. Oh, and another nice save there by the Blue Devils. Duke going with the rookie in goal today to start the season. And it's Patrick Jamison, the freshman, who makes the first save there of his young career. Jamison, the first true freshman to start in goal for the Blue Devils since 2010, and was tested there but made the save. The last true freshman to start in goal to begin the season for Duke, Dan Riesinger, in 2010, went on to become just the 6th true freshman goalie to win a national championship. Now Duke looking for the first strike of the season. Blue Devils carry it back, build the attack again. This way it comes, and a missed shot there from Danenza. As one that goes a little bit high. Duke keeps the possession. Still 35 seconds for the Blue Devils to operate on the shot clock. Danenza looking. Playing it out for O'Neal. Now the Blue Devils operating from X here. 20 to shoot. Carrying it around. O'Neal with a shot. And a goal! No surprise there, as the Blue Devils, the number 2 team in the country, get on the board first. It's O'Neal with the strike there for the Blue Devils, his first of the season. He had 97 points for Duke a year ago. It's his 155th career goal. And the Blue Devils off and running here this afternoon. O'Neal on track to become just the second Blue Devil with 200 career goals and 100 career assists. He was the 5th different Blue Devil with 90 points in a season a year ago, and gets the Blue Devils off and running here this afternoon. Zawada credited with the assist there for the Blue Devils. And now Duke with the advantage. Just under 11 minutes to go first quarter. Another shot and another save made by Higginbotham. The Blue Devils peppering the goal right now. 6 shots for Duke, 2 of them on target. So it's O'Neal, the preseason Player of the Year nationally by USA Lacrosse Magazine. He's an All-America, All-ACC selection. He gets the Blue Devils on the board. Nearly had another one there, but that one high of the cage. Blue Devils keep the possession. A screen. Now Zawada, who had the assist for Duke on the first goal of the season. Zawada flicks one to the middle, going low, and trying to score that time was Dyson Williams, but a nice save by Higginbotham. And now loose out in the midfield area. Maybe a call's turnover there for the Blue Devils, who pick it up. Now O'Neal off the wing. O'Neal diving in and scores again. $2-0 Duke. A couple goals for Brennan O'Neal in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Probably does. Cut up like that. I can't imagine Ben had to cut those up himself.
O'Neal had 226 career points, which is 9th in program history. As the season began today, he's 74 points shy of becoming the 4th Duke player in history and the 20th in NCAA history to reach 300 career points. He's added a couple goals here this afternoon. Now 58 goals away from breaking the program record. And another turnover by Bellarmine. See if the Blue Devils get credited with the calls turnover there. They've already caused 1 this afternoon, leading 2-0. And now Duke on the attack again. This is a Blue Devil team that returns a ton from that team that went to the national championship game a season ago. Coach Danowski's club preseason feeling pretty good about where they're at. Duke last year 14-3. Duke last year 16-3. Won the ACC championship, advanced to the national title game. Returned 79% of their offense from a year ago, 80% of its goals, including that starting attack unit that's been so good for Duke for so long. O'Neal looking for a hat trick in the first quarter, and a nice save there by Higginbotham. 9 minutes to go, opening stanza. 60 seconds to shoot here for Duke, and the Blue Devils already leading 2-0. O'Neal, Williams, McAdorey all returning for the Blue Devils and all looking to have a solid start to the season. O'Neal's already got a couple goals for Duke today and nearly a third for the Blue Devils in the game's first 6 minutes. Zawada puts it in play for Duke. Now Danenza. Back out it comes to Slusher. And now the attack. O'Neal flicks it this way. A shot that goes just wide of the pipe there. Good effort from Danenza, but the Blue Devils turned away for any more offense. I haven't talked a whole lot about this Duke defense yet, but the Blue Devils, man, they feel like they're going to be solid on that side too. 2/3 of its closed defense coming back from a season ago, including Kenny Brower, first-team All-America, USA Lacrosse Magazine preseason Defensive Player of the Year. And the Blue Devils have been up to the challenge so far. Just 1 shot for Bellarmine. As we approach the halfway point of this opening quarter, Blue Devils ahead 2-0. Alie. Alie has it. 37 to shoot here. Alie absorbs the contact. Plays one now for Wescoat. And now it's Bellarmine who looks to try and attack here. Shot clock down to 22 seconds. Goal for the Knights. It's Benny O'Rourke, the graduate student, with the goal, and Bellarmine on the board. O'Rourke, a preseason All-Atlantic Sun selection with his first goal of the season, and the Knights on the board. O'Rourke, who had 40 goals in 17 games for Bellarmine last year, on the board. And the Blue Devils get it here, leading 2-1. As we approach the final 7 minutes of this opening stanza. If you're just joining us, a couple of goals already from Brennan O'Neill have put the Blue Devils ahead. O'Rourke gets one to bring Bellarmine a little closer. Now Duke looking to add to this one-goal advantage. McAdorey for the Blue Devils. McAdorey, the junior for Duke. Played on the attack last season. 21 ground balls collected for McAdorey a year ago. O'Neill with it now for Duke. Looks this way. Plays one for Johnston. Johnston. Oh, what a move and what a goal! Crossed up his man, fired a strike. Johnston on the board, his first of the year, and a 2-goal lead for Duke. The rookie with his first career goal, and it's the Blue Devils with the 3 spot here in the first period.
He would have been good for that. Was that Penn State last year?
Johnston, who was ranked 4th in Inside Lacrosse's Power 100 freshman rankings, with his first career in his first career game.
That set the country on fire last year.
A freshie in here as Duke looks to win the face-off. Scooped up there by the Blue Devils as Duke does win another face-off. Now carrying it in. And a little bit of a misplay there. Not a bad idea from the Blue Devils. Face-off was won by Naso, the senior, and then preseason first-team All-American tried to carry it in. Blue Devils a little miscommunication there. Now Bellarmine with it. 6 minutes to go, first quarter. Reynolds flicking it ahead. Wilkins with it now for the Knights. Wilkins playing from X here. Lobs one out for Murphree. That one deflected high into the air. And it belongs to Duke. Unable to get over there was Sinon. Another turnover, and now Duke can add to the 2-goal lead.
Same thing, like a little chilly.
Sloat. Now for Danenza. Carrying one in, another drive, and another goal for the Blue Devils. Believe it's Sloat who will get the credit for it. It'll be his first of the season. And Duke with a 4-1 lead in the opening stanza on opening day here at Koskinen Stadium. Face-off won here by Bellarmine, and a nice job by committee to pick it up. Now a ground ball scooped up, nearly a turnover cause there. And here's McMichael trying to carry it in. Leaving one away for Odemoye. This way it comes for Alie. Alie looking for an angle, flips one to the X. Now turning, this is Wescoat with it. Wescoat, a shot, and a goal! The junior with his first of the year. Wescoat, who had 12 goals a season ago, has pulled Bellarmine to within 2. Bellarmine coming off the most successful season in program history since the team began playing a full Division I schedule in 2006. They had 5 conference wins, the most ever. And the second straight year these two clubs have opened up the season against one another. Blue Devils have built a 2-goal lead a couple different times today. This is the 4th all-time meeting. Blue Devils have never lost to the Knights. Carrying it in and answering right back are the Blue Devils. It's Cole Krauss with a goal. His first of the season. Krauss, who didn't have a goal as a sophomore, gets his first here. And the Blue Devils answering right back. Now a 5-2 lead. Krauss had 11 ground balls and 5 calls turnovers last year for Duke. Gets the strike here, puts the Blue Devils ahead by 3. 4 minutes to go, first quarter. Zawada with it now for the Blue Devils. Has an assist today. That one loose in front of the cage. Bellarmine trying to gain the possession. Long will scoop it up, the junior from Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Murphree waits for some help. Now this way it comes for Wilkins. Bellarmine trailing by 3. Here's Sinon. He had that one taken away. Another great play by this stingy Duke defense. McAdorey now for the Blue Devils. On the wing. McGuire taken down as the shot scooped up nicely by Higginbotham. And it's Bellarmine back with it, trailing by 3. Final 2 minutes and 40 seconds of this first period. Wescoat has one of the 2 goals for Bellarmine today. 10 in black there. Back for Anderson now. Anderson this way, looking for a shot for a moment there was Alie, but he couldn't find an angle. Comes back out to O'Rourke. O'Rourke dodging in. And that one too tall for Anderson. Blue Devils the other way quickly. McGuire this way. Another shot deflected in front there as Zawada tried to put it on frame, and the Blue Devils answer right back. The second effort. And a 6-2 Duke lead. It is Zawada's first of the season. First career goal as a Blue Devil. Transferred to Duke from Michigan. 213 career points in 119 career games. Had 36 tallies for the Wolverines a season ago. And puts the Blue Devils ahead by 4. with under 2 minutes remaining in the first period here at Koskinen Stadium. Balsamo had it knocked away. Turnover there, caused and picked up by McMichael for Bellarmine. Then another turnover, nearly caused by Duke. Look at this Duke defense pressuring the Knights here. Just can't get anything going as they try to get it into their attacking end of the field. Michael the long stick trying to play one ahead and does. Over that restraining line now as it's carried in by O'Rourke. O'Rourke on the wing. Back now for Wilson Murphree, the senior. Odumoye looking for some room. Odumoye now this way for O'Rourke. To the far wing now, and Wilkins. Wilkins with a shot and a score. First of the season for Wilkins. Wilkins had a couple of goals in 6 games last year for Bellarmine. And with 47 seconds to go in the first quarter, Bellarmine still hanging tough, trailing by 3, 6-3. Knights used a timeout earlier in this first quarter after they felt the momentum maybe turning toward the Blue Devils side of things. And every time Bellarmine has scored today, Duke's had an answer. Let's see after the faceoff, which is won by Bellarmine, if the Knights can pull a little closer. .36 seconds to go, and a timeout. Bellarmine calls the timeout, 36 seconds to go in the game's first quarter. We step aside at Koskinen Stadium. This is College Lacrosse on ACC Network Extra. Following the Bellarmine timeout, their second used in this first quarter. The Knights keep it. 75 seconds to shoot and 36 seconds for the first quarter. You can probably imagine Coach Whitley in his 5th year at Bellarmine trying to draw up a play here to get the Knights a goal at the end of this first quarter. Wescoat plays one back out. And a turnover. It was taken away nicely there by Jack Gray for Duke. And now Gray carrying it in, leaving one off. McGuire pressured, shooting, another save made. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. It'll stay with Duke with 4.8 left. See if the Blue Devils have time to get it into the back of the net here. Higginbotham made the nice save a moment ago. Clock starts. Now 3 seconds to go. Here's a shot and a save by Higginbotham, and that will be the quarter. Duke outscoring Bellarmine by 3 in the opening period. Second quarter on the way next. Duke up 6-3 after 1 in Durham. Duke scoring 6 times in the opening quarter, highlighted by a couple of goals from Brennan O'Neill, who had points for the Blue Devils in 13 of his 19 games a season ago. O'Neill with the 2 goals to get the Blue Devils off and running here in 2024. And the faceoff in the second period secured by the Blue Devils. Another faceoff win from the preseason first-team All-American, Jack Naso for the Blue Devils.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
They saw that faceoff specialist for Duke, won almost 63% of his faceoffs for the Blue Devils a season ago. But Bellarmine, after the call's turnover, the Knights have it. This is Odumoye, marked nicely there by Krauss, who had a goal in the first quarter for Duke. It's the Bellarmine team hanging around. We mentioned it earlier. The Knights picked to finish 4th in the Atlantic Sun Conference, receiving 72 points in the preseason poll. Back to the X. Alie. O'Rourke now. And now back to Alie. Still plenty of time here for Bellarmine, trying to pull it within 2. And another save by Jamison, the true freshman, starting in goal for the Blue Devils today. First true freshman to start first game of the season for the Blue Devils since 2010. It's a talented rookie class for the Blue Devils, who welcomed 8 freshmen this year. Ben Johnston, one of the headliners, who already scored his first career goal in the opening period. Number 4 ranked player nationally coming in. Another shot there for the Blue Devils as Zawada, who had a goal in the first quarter, couldn't connect. Duke will keep the possession as the shot clock ticks under 40 seconds. O'Neal to the middle now where it comes for his Blue Devil teammate. It comes back now for McAdorey. Zawada flicks one this way, and a shot there from Balsamo, but Higginbotham again there on the stop. And the Blue Devils keep the 3-point lead. Now Bellarmine on the attack. Blue Devils really forcing Bellarmine perhaps out of their comfort zone here with this stingy defense. Carrying it in, though, for Bellarmine is Wilkins. Now into the hands of Murphree. Murphree this way for O'Rourke, a preseason all-conference pick. O'Rourke leaving it away to Sinon. McGuire playing some tough defense there for Duke. Sinon and McGuire, a little 1v1 matchup here. That one hit the post. And picked up by the Blue Devils. Now they say back to Bellarmine, beg your pardon. So the Knights get it after hitting the post just a moment ago. Lemorier. This way it comes for Wescoat. Wescoat trying to turn inside there on Gray. Flicks one turn just in front of the cage, and it trickles over and in. Bellarmine to within 2. It's Playsted with the goal. His first of the season, the senior from Calgary, Alberta in Canada. And Bellarmine again to within 2. Playsted, who played all 17 games for Bellarmine last year, led the team with 79 points. He had 40 goals a year ago, and he gets his first of this campaign. And now Duke off the face-off win. Carried in by Krauss. O'Neal misses high. O'Neal tried to go top shelf. Now Zawada lobbing one back for O'Neal. Sloat had a goal in the first period. Sloat checked. Zawada now on the wing to the middle. Another save by Higginbotham, loose in front of the cage. Duke scoops it up. And now Pappendick with it for the Blue Devils. And that one goes to the near wing. A shot there from Sloat goes begging. And possession to the Knights. So Bellarmine surviving there, and a goal here by the Knights would make it a 1-goal game here as we approach the final 10 minutes of this first half. Brady Long carrying it on. Here comes Long on the attack. Long had it lost. Flags go in. A goal by Bellarmine as well with the flags down. And Bellarmine comes charging back. Believe they'll give the goal to Playsted. Well, it'll be his second of the period. Playsted gets the goal, the Atlantic Sun Player of the Year, who was quiet in the first quarter, has scored twice here in the second, and Bellarmine is pulled to within 1 with under 10.5 minutes to go. The foul was going to be on the Blue Devils there, but with Bellarmine getting the goal, foul negated, and now the Blue Devils ahead by 1. Bellarmine here in this second quarter. Another face-off that is eventually won by the Blue Devils. Naso had won 8 of 12 face-offs before that one, and now Duke looking for something here offensively. A couple of opportunities that didn't go for Duke in their last possession. See what the Blue Devils can get here with O'Neal. O'Neal surveys, plays it back for McAdorey. Now to Balsamo. Behind the goal and O'Neal. Zawada with it for the Blue Devils. Zawada carries one in and answers for Duke. His second of the game. Zawada, the Michigan transfer, 36 goals a year ago, 65 points, already a pair of strikes for Duke today. Zawada is a Raleigh native, went to the Hill Academy, then to Michigan. The all-time points and goal-scoring leader at Michigan, named the All-Big Ten pick as well. Another save by Higginbotham, the all-conference keeper. And Reynolds has it. Bounces one ahead for Curtin, the rookie, and his first collegiate matchup. Under 10 minutes to go in the half. Duke leading 7-5. Alie for Bellarmine. Alie. They get it around to Anderson. Back to Wescoat now. Anderson, and scooped up and saved nicely by the Blue Devils. Another good play by Patrick Jamison, who's been tested here in this first half. 7-5, Duke with the lead and looking for more. Zawada, who just scored a moment ago, maybe looking for O'Neal. He finds him, now down low, another strike, and another one home for Dyson Williams. The first of the season for the graduate student from Ontario. Williams had 60 goals for Duke, including 11 hat tricks a year ago. He's on the board for the first time here today. 8-5 Blue Devils. Brennan O'Neal will get credit with the assist there for the Blue Devils. Williams, who entered the season 45th in career points at Duke. With the goal there for the Blue Devils.
Your time to shine, brother.
172 career points for Williams as the flag is down. Foul against Bellarmine here.
Black 37.
Williams, the 16th player in program history for Duke, or would be the 16th player to reach 200 career points.
Illegal face-off procedure, 30 seconds.
Blue Devils man up here for 30 seconds after an illegal face-off procedure was called against Bellarmine. So we'll see if Duke can add to this three-goal advantage. Blue Devils with a man up here on the attack. Danenza plays one behind the goal here for Zawada. O'Neal now. Away from McAdorey. Back to O'Neal. He'll drive one. Oh, some pace behind that one. And now the Blue Devils with the 10 seconds remaining on the penalty here. Trying to put it home. Put home a 4-goal advantage. O'Neal with another strike and another one that goes high of the cage. And that will just about end the man advantage. Only 2 seconds to go, one, and now Bellarmine back at full capacity. Duke nothing there on the man-up advantage, so it's back to Bellarmine following the turnover. Sinon had it knocked away nicely and then secured by Duke. Jack Gray with the call is turnover. Gray goes down, and that'll be a penalty on Bellarmine. And the Blue Devils will go man up again here with 7 minutes to go in the half. And it will be Tayo Odamorie, the culpable party there. It's a push on Demorier. It's a 30-second advantage for the Blue Devils, who were unsuccessful with the opportunity a moment ago. O'Neal has it for Duke. Balsamo now to the middle. And another one for the Blue Devils on the man up. It's Williams with his second of the period.
Skyline on the back of the helmet.
9-5 Duke. So Duke capitalizing on the man up opportunity there. Another one for Dyson Williams. Zawada gets credited with the assist. His second assist of the contest. And another face-off won by the Blue Devils. Naso carries it in. O'Neal now spinning off a defender. O'Neal hits the post. Bellarmine with it. They'll award the possession to the Knights, saying they were closest to it when it went over the line. So Bellarmine trying to capture a little bit of momentum in the final 6.5 minutes until intermission. Long, directing traffic. And now a turnover by the Knights. Blue Devils get it right back. Played ahead. Williams, already 2 goals for Duke. He and O'Neal, the leaders in terms of goals today for the Blue Devils, each with 2. Now O'Neal has it in his stick. O'Neal plays one this way for McGuire. Now Dyson Williams has it for Duke. McGuire looks over the chess pieces. Zawada. Zawada turns. Zawada looking for an angle. To the X now. 40 to shoot for Duke. Carried in front of the cage, and that one goes wide as Duke had a look at it there from Danenza, but he couldn't put it on frame. Bellarmine surviving there. 5.5 minutes to go, opening half. We're at Koskinen Stadium in Durham. Chris Edwards with you as the second-ranked Blue Devils opening up their 2024 campaign. Nice move that time by Reynolds. Now Anderson playing it back for Wescoat, who has scored once today for Bellarmine. Wescoat. Not sure that was a shot or a pass, maybe a little indecision there by Wescoat. Tried to hop one past the rookie, and goal for the Blue Devils today. But Patrick Jamieson able to turn it aside. Bellarmine keeps the possession though. Jamieson another save for the Blue Devils off this shot from Oda Demoye. It's been a back and forth opening half. Largest lead so far for Duke is right now. It's been a 2-goal match a couple of different times. Duke out shooting Bellarmine 34-11 so far, including an 18-8 advantage in shots on goal. Duke shuffling some personnel. McAdorey with it. 45 to shoot. McAdorey looking for an angle. He shoots, and a save from Higginbotham. Bellarmine turned it over. They were trying to lob one ahead for O'Rourke, and the Blue Devils create the easy turnover. Now Williams to the middle, and Williams with an initial save, and then the putback in the goal. It's Zawada who has the hat trick. Off the rebound, Zawada scores his third of the game. Zawada, the Michigan transfer, making a huge impression on the Duke fans and his teammates in his first match for the Blue Devils here today. If you're wondering, for Zawada, his career highs in goals in a game is 7, coming against Canisius in 2022. There's another face-off infraction against Bellarmine, and should give the Blue Devils a 30-second advantage.
Penalty has been called on Bellarmine. Face-off violation. 30 seconds.
Duke 1 for 2 on the man-up situations today. Already leading by 5 and looking to add to the lead of the Blue Devils. McAdorey now to the middle, and another one for Duke. Dyson Williams with a hat trick. Williams has scored 3 tallies, all in this second quarter. And another hat trick. That's the second hat trick for the Blue Devils today. Now an 11-5 advantage for Duke.
Take one right now. Tommy, you're up.
And the Blue Devils looking for more. O'Neal 1 goal shy of a hat trick. Duke's outscored Bellarmine 5-2 so far in this second quarter.
Get ready for chaos. Get ready for chaos.
3 minutes to go, first half. McAdorey to the middle. Down low, O'Neal with another hat trick. Third hat trick of the game for Duke. O'Neal got the party started offensively for Duke with a couple of first quarter goals. O'Neal with his third of the game. And a 7-goal lead for Duke. Luke Engelkey will take the face-off here for the Blue Devils. Won by Bellarmine. Feels like the first time in a couple of minutes the Knights have had a lengthy possession here. Sinon now to the middle. Another save by Jamison. The rookie has been dazzling in his Duke debut. That one right in close. Tremendous save. Has allowed the 3 goals, or allowed the 5 goals today, but has made some nice saves for Duke this afternoon. Now Sinon carrying it behind the cage and needs some help. Odamoye has it. Dodging in, flicks it back. 30 to shoot. That one to the X. And it's kept in possession by Bellarmine. Tayo Odolomoye. Odolomoye looks over this Duke defense. It's only permitted 2 goals here in the second quarter. And that one wide. And possession stays with Bellarmine. The Knights with 16 to shoot. Final 80 seconds of this first half. Bellarmine searching for some momentum here as Odamoye just throws it up. That was going to be a shot clock violation. So Duke able to prevent any sort of attack there from Bellarmine, and now the Blue Devils looking to add to their 7-goal advantage. And John Danowski will call a timeout. Wants to talk about it in the final 61 seconds of this first half. We'll step aside as well. Back with the conclusion of the first half in a moment. Blue Devils ahead 12-5 on ACC Network Extra. Delgado with it for the Blue Devils. He'll put it in play. Delgado, the rookie, for O'Neal, who already has a hat trick for Duke this afternoon. O'Neal with a drive, and possession will stay with Duke, 45.8. Williams. Williams uses a screen. Williams now for Delgado to the X now. Zawada plays it this way, and a goal for Duke. Danenza fires it past the keeper. And the first of the game for the senior from New York. Danenza, who had 22 goals for Duke a year ago, one of the team captains for this Blue Devil squad, gets his first of the season. Blue Devils by 8, 30 seconds to go.
Everybody back up.
Another face-off won by the Blue Devils. And Duke can tack on here in the final 20 seconds. McAdorey for O'Neal. 13 seconds to go in the half. Balsamo with it. In front of the cage, McAdorey over the shoulder. Give it to him. First of the season for the junior. He had 36 a year ago. McAdorey on the board. It's an 8-goal second quarter for Duke. Zawada with his 5th assist of the half. And the Blue Devils by 9. 4 seconds to go. Face-off is finally secured by Duke. That'll be the half. And the Blue Devils with an impressive second quarter, outscoring Bellarmine 8-2 in the second period. And they carry a 9-goal lead into the break. We'll have the third quarter for you coming up in 10 minutes. You're watching ACC Lacrosse on ACC Network Extra. A four-way tie with for 30th with Brown, Bryant, and Stony Brook as we get this third quarter underway. Bellarmine coming off one of their most successful seasons in program history since becoming a Division I squad in 2006. Last year, Bellarmine had 5 conference wins, 11 overall wins. That's 2 more than they ever had before. They also had a victory over 4-seed Mercer in the ACCN tournament for their first ever postseason win. A save by Higginbotham here. And the Blue Devils will keep it after the shot from McAdorey, who scored a goal in that second quarter. 14-5 Blue Devils as we start period number 3. And right off the bat, another one for the Blue Devils. It's Brennan O'Neill with his 4th of the game. Just 38 seconds into the third quarter, another goal for the Blue Devils. O'Neill, by the way, his career high for goals in a game is 7. Did that against North Carolina in April of 2022. Blue Devils in another calls turnover. O'Neill again. Blue Devils looking for the 11-goal advantage. Here's Zawada, who had a first-half hat trick. He and O'Neill play a little two-man game with it. Now to Danenza. Danenza with a tally. Pappendick has it for the Blue Devils. Back now for Danenza. Danenza carrying it in. Danenza maybe looking for O'Neill for a moment, had a notion, instead to Zawada. Danenza now, 27 to shoot. Danenza spinning to his right. Sloat. Oh, good move there in the middle, and another goal for Duke. Pappendick, the sophomore, with the goal for the Blue Devils, his first of the game. And his second career tally. The Blue Devils, who are 14-3 in season openers under head coach John Danowski, looking for their 12th consecutive home win as Pappendick gets his first goal of the season, and the Blue Devils lead by 11. Bellarmine quickly the other way, and quickly the Blue Devils absorb and have it moving the other direction. Harrison Pate checking in quickly here for Bellarmine. Williams couldn't corral it. O'Neill will keep it in play for Duke. Delgado racing in, he shoots, and it was ushered aside by Higginbotham, but will stay with the Blue Devils here. O'Neill and Williams. Slusher, bit of a double team comes, spinning off of a defender, Delgado. Delgado leaving one out. To the middle, a drive and a goal. Slusher, the graduate student, the transfer from Princeton, puts it in, his first Blue Devil goal. His 65th career tally. Slusher coming off an 11-goal, 19-point season a year ago, pursuing a Master of Management Studies here at Duke, and the Blue Devils by a dozen. Nice hand for Slusher. An assist there for the Blue Devils to Grant Mitchell. $17 goals for Duke today. 9 assists for Duke on those tallies. Bellarmine shuffling some personnel. Yeah, this was a match that was pretty competitive, a game here in the first half for a large swath, especially in the first quarter. Duke would go up by 3 goals. Bellarmine would get one back, make it a 2-goal game. The Knights, at one point, had made it a 1-goal game before the Blue Devils just turned it on, scoring 8 times in the second quarter and able to pull away. There's a save there by Duke as the Blue Devils have changed goalies. Griffin Rackauer is now minding the net for the Blue Devils. Rackauer, the Princeton transfer. So Rackauer gets an ice in after a good first half for Jamison. Jamison in his Duke debut, 4 saves. Did allow the 5 goals, but made some nice saves today too, especially a couple that were in close. First true freshman to start in goal for Duke since 2010. Now McAdorey leaving one away. That shot was deflected. I think it was off the knee there of Matt Curtin, the rookie out of Centennial, Colorado. Duke will keep it. 34 seconds to shoot. That one dropped there by Ben Johnston, who had a goal. Johnston, the highly touted freshman, is part of this 8 freshman class for the Blue Devils, 8-member freshman class. Here's O'Neal. O'Neal now this way for McAdorey. 10 to shoot for the Blue Devils. O'Neal stutters, turns, and over the shoulder, another one for McAdorey. O'Neal gets the assist. McAdorey with his second goal, a beautiful one there. A little behind the back, over the shoulder. 18-5 Duke. Another face-off one there for the Blue Devils for the preseason first-team All-America. Jack Naso, and now the Blue Devils off the face-off score again. Believe it'll go to Jake Wilson. So off the face-off win, 19-5 Duke with the lead. It is Wilson's first goal of the season. O'Neal with another assist. Wilson with his second career goal. He played in just 7 games for Duke a year ago. And it's Duke with the 14-goal lead. And a good play there to keep it alive into the offensive end. And will they say it'll be Bellarmine possession? They will not. Blue Devils will keep it. 9.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. It has been all Duke really since the start of the second quarter. Sloat plays it this way for Slusher. From the X, for Bayless. Ushered aside by Higginbotham. Duke will keep it. 60 to shoot. As Duke has put in some of the second string attackmen here, second string lines for the Blue Devils overall. And it's a good opportunity really for both teams to get some experience out there in the season opener. That one scoots through the legs of the keeper, and another one. It's Pappendick with his second goal of the period. And the Blue Devils by 15. An assisted goal for Pappendick. He's a goal away from becoming the third Blue Devil with a fourth Blue Devil with a hat trick. O'Neal, by the way, has 4 goals for Duke today. O'Neal 2 in the first quarter, 1 in the second, and now 1 in the third. Blue Devils win another face-off. It's 20 face-off wins for Duke this afternoon. Slusher turning, playing one out, dodging in now behind the cage, dumped in front, and Higginbotham with the save. Wilkins with it for Bellarmine. Bellarmine's not had a whole lot to write home about so far here in this third quarter. That one hit the post. Might have grazed the crossbar. Bellarmine will keep the possession. 7:15 remaining. Third quarter. Good defense there by Anderson to prevent the opportunity here for Bellarmine. O'Rourke, and that one wide of the cage. Possession back to Duke. Nearly a turnover caused there, but the Blue Devils pick it back up and are on the offensive attack again. Duke on the road next weekend. They'll be out in High Point to take on the Panthers before returning home for 4 straight here at Koskinen Stadium. Duke looking to add to this 15-goal lead just past the halfway point of the third quarter. And Bellarmine able to get a stick on it and create the turnover. After the trip to High Point next weekend, Blue Devils have St. Joseph's, Jacksonville, Penn, and Princeton, all here in Durham. ACC play begins in late March at Syracuse. A couple flags down here. Meanwhile, Bellarmine after the game today, they'll continue their season-opening 3-game road swing. Bellarmine will be at St. Bonaventure next Sunday before heading to Ohio State. And then they open the season at home on the 17th against Canisius at noon. Good save there by Rackauer. Possession will stay with Bellarmine here. Those flags were down. That delayed penalty will go against the Blue Devils. First time Duke's been a man down this afternoon. Be a push against the Blue Devils, and we'll go against Sloat.
15, max, push, 30 seconds.
So man up here for Bellarmine. Gives the Blue Devils a chance to work on the man down situation. That one goes begging. You saw Rackauer tried to run after it and win the possession. It stays with Bellarmine. 10 on the advantage for the Knights. Two and one. The penalty is over. And Bellarmine on the board again. A goal for the Knights. It's Playsted, the preseason ASUN Player of the Year, who has the hat trick now. Playsted with his third of the game. So he has a hat trick. It's now a 20-6 Duke advantage with just over 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Some of the superlatives for Duke coming into this year as they win another face-off and looking to answer right back. This will be the 12th consecutive home win should the Blue Devils hang on to this 14-goal advantage with under 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Blue Devils will have now won 12 consecutive games here at Koskinen Stadium, dating back to April of 2022. Tough place for visiting teams to come in and play, and nearly another goal for the Blue Devils. This Duke team ranked number 2 nationally, coming off a 16-3 campaign a year ago. Duke went 5-1 in the league. They won the ACC title, advanced to the national championship game. And a ton of returning talent for the Blue Devils. We mentioned it earlier, 80% of their goal scoring from a year ago is back. 79% of their total points returning to Durham this season. And in front of the goal, a good save by Higginbotham, and Bellarmine comes away with it. This will be career win number 460 for John Danowski. In his 42nd year, his 19th here at Duke, it'll be win number 241 as the head coach of the Blue Devils. Should, again, Duke hold on to this advantage as we wind down to the final 3 minutes of the third quarter. Driving in here is Sinon, and Bellarmine with another one. 20-7. It's a 13-goal lead now for Duke. I believe it was O'Rourke who got the goal, waiting for confirmation. It'll be the second for O'Rourke. It will be O'Rourke, the graduate student from Hilton Head down in South Carolina.
What up, Benn?
8 goals combined here in the third quarter, 6 of them by Duke. Loose and one by Bellarmine. Picked up nicely there by the rookie, Jackson Campinsanio, and what a move there. 2.5 minutes to go, third quarter. All Duke here this afternoon after that 8-goal second quarter. Created a little bit of separation for the second-ranked Blue Devils. That one hit the post and goes in. I think it was the stick that grazed the post right there at the cage. John Alie with his first of the season. It's 3 consecutive goals scored here by Bellarmine. 20-8, the Blue Devils have the lead. Another face-off won by the Blue Devils. Gerard with the face-off win there for Duke. Thrown to X here as the Blue Devils operate. Pappendick, a couple of goals in this quarter for the Blue Devils. He's got it, Aidan White. Pappendick played out. Sloat back for Pappendick. Out to the middle now for Mitchell. Some aggressive play there as the ball won by Bellarmine with 83 seconds left in the third quarter. 70 seconds left, third period. Bellarmine on the attack. Wilkins has a goal today, and nothing doing there for the Knights under a minute left. By the way, should point out that with Playsted's 3 goals today, he is now the all-time leader in career goals scored at Bellarmine. 83 was the career high tally, but 3 today for the Atlantic Sun preseason player of the year. Turnover by the Blue Devils. 28 seconds left. We're in the third quarter. Dukes outscored Bellarmine 6-3, and the Knights trying to capture a little bit more momentum here in the final 15 seconds of this third period. Wescoat in on the attacking area. Wescoat still holding on to it. 7 seconds to shoot. Throws one out in front of the cage. There's a 2-hopper that goes short, and that will be the period. Through 3 quarters here in Durham, the second-ranked Blue Devils holding the big league. Duke 20, Bellarmine 8, fourth quarter coming up next. To the fourth quarter at Koskinen Stadium, all Duke this afternoon. The second-ranked Blue Devils have the 20-8 advantage. Blue Devils have won 22 face-offs this afternoon. They have 34 shots on goal. Duke has caused 7 turnovers. Brennan O'Neill has led the way, 4 goals, 13 points for Duke this afternoon. Dyson Williams a hat trick for Josh Zawada as well. A couple of goals this afternoon for Andrew McAdorey. Other goals from Benn Johnston and also from Cole Krauss, as the Blue Devils off and running again in the fourth quarter, and nearly another goal there, but Higginbotham able to make the save. It's been Playsted who's been leading the way today offensively for this Bellarmine club. He has a hat trick. That makes him the all-time leader in career goals scored for Bellarmine, usurping the previous total of 83. There's actually a couple of guys that could cement their legacies in Bellarmine history in terms of the best goal scorers in program history. Christian Del Rocco, who graduated last year, is at 77 career goals. He's tied with Benny O'Rourke with 77 career goals, although O'Rourke playing today has a couple, so he's now moved up into third place, sole possession of third place, and career goals scored for Bellarmine. A team picked to finish fourth in the Atlantic Sun Conference this year. Bellarmine will continue on the road to open up this season. They don't play a home match until February the 17th. That one hits the post for Wescoat, and the possession to the Blue Devils. Barred the long stickman there for the Blue Devils. Able to tightrope the sideline there and keep it alive. Nice play. Brock Gonzalez, the graduate transfer from Amherst, with it for the Blue Devils and brought it into the attacking end for Duke now. Slusher behind the goal now. 40 seconds on the shot clock for Duke. Blue Devils maybe trying to shorten it up just a little bit here. .13 to shoot. Slusher trying to get it out in front of the goal, looking to feed one to Gonzalez, but it was taken away nicely. And Bellarmine creates the turnover here. Fourth all-time meeting between these two clubs. Duke's won the previous 3. And looking to start the season 1-0 against Bellarmine for the second straight season. This would be the 15th time in 18 season openers under John Danowski that the Blue Devils have won. Duke 14-3 under Danowski in season openers. In front of the goal, and a great save made there by Duke. The third different goalkeeper used by Duke today. William Helm is in there, the graduate student from New York. Makes the save on the first shot he sees this afternoon. Patrick Jamison got the start in the cage for the Blue Devils today. Made 4 saves. Rackauer played the third period. Made 1 save. Now with the Blue Devils leading by 12. Duke able to get a lot of guys in there this afternoon. Nice move from A.J. Delgado. 13 to shoot here for Duke. That one's swatted away. Duke will keep the possession. 10 on the shot clock. Sorbalis unable to drive that one home. Bellarmine the other way. 10.5 minutes remaining. Nice pass, another good save by Helm. Couple of really impressive saves by the keeper. There's a flag. That'll go against Bellarmine, and the Blue Devils will go a man up. It'll be a push against Bellarmine, and I believe it'll go against Benny O'Rourke here. Might be against Alie. Let's see. Yeah, it is against John Alie, so he will be the culpable party.
Penalty has been called on Bellarmine. Number 22. Benny O'Rourke.
No, it is on O'Rourke who was called for the penalty. Thought we were correct initially.
Well, it's a push, 30-second penalty. That's what we have.
30-second advantage for the Blue Devils. There's a shot from Gonzalez. Trying to go top shelf. Duke keeps the possession here. 9:54 to go in the final quarter from Koskinen Stadium. All Blue Devils this afternoon. And another turnover. It'll be possession back to Bellarmine. Brennan McDermott will put it in play for the Knights. 5 seconds to go on the penalty. Here's a shot and another save by Helm. His third save for Duke. Helm played very nicely for the Blue Devils in this fourth quarter. Possession staying with Duke here. The shot from Delgado, who's had a couple of near misses for the Blue Devils here in this fourth quarter. And it's back to Bellarmine with 8.5 minutes to go. All Duke this afternoon. Well, really all Duke after kind of the early stages of the second quarter. It was 6-3 Duke after the opening period, if you're just joining us. And then Bellarmine, a couple of goals. They pulled within 1-2 goals in the second quarter before Duke then took over. Blue Devils overall outscored Bellarmine 8-2 in the second quarter, carried a 14-5 lead into the locker room, and it was 20-8 Duke after 3. That's where we stand right now. Brennan O'Neill in his Duke debut for this season has had a stellar start, carrying one in, that one high of helm. Possession will stay with Bellarmine. O'Neill, 4 goals, 3 assists, 13 points today. Dyson Williams, a hat trick. Josh Zawada in his Duke debut, after transferring from Michigan, with a hat trick as well. A couple of goals from Andrew McAdorey. 1 each from Johnston and Krauss. Bellarmine keeps it, 36 to shoot. Should mention William Hellman, how good he's been here in the fourth quarter for the Blue Devils, getting the starting goal, or getting the starting goal here this quarter. There's a stoppage in play with 7.5 minutes left, and Bellarmine calls a timeout, and we step aside too. 7:35 to go in the fourth quarter. Blue Devils closing in on victory number 1 this season on ACC Network Extra. Bellarmine using a timeout there. Took another change in goal now. Evan Barr into the game to be the keeper for the Blue Devils. The senior from Somerville, New Jersey. Barr will get the nod for the last 7.5 minutes of this one. Trying to keep Bellarmine off the board here in the fourth quarter. 13 to shoot here. Barr saw action in 2 games for the Blue Devils a season ago. Made 1 save. That one by Barr and belonging to the Blue Devils. 7:12 left. Here's a shot and a save. It was Connor Drake who put it on target, but a nice save made by Higginbotham, who's been in goal all afternoon for Bellarmine. A Blue Devil player goes down. Duke wanting a call, didn't get it. And now the Knights with the possession, under 6.5 minutes left. O'Rourke's had a nice day for Bellarmine offensively with a couple of goals. 22 in black for the Knights, who has it now. Sinon. Now for Wilkins. To X, where it's bobbled a bit by Healy. Healy. And that one wide of the cage. Blue Devils get the possession. 5.5 minutes left. All Blue Devils really since the midway point of that second quarter. Bellarmine not really paying attention there. Blue Devils had it, but we'll get an offside, and it's back to Bellarmine. Final 5 minutes and some change here from Koskinen Stadium. Good crowd gathered this afternoon to see the number 2 team in the country. The Blue Devils have not disappointed yet. And there's a strike and a goal. Wilson Murphree with the tally, the senior out of Plano, Texas. Murphree with the big goal. His first of the campaign. And Bellarmine's cut it to 11 with under 5 minutes left. There's a nice look at the crowd today at Koskinen Stadium. Has thinned out a bit since we got started a couple of hours ago. A lot of anticipation for this season of Duke men's lacrosse. The Blue Devils, who reached the national title game a year ago, and with 80% of their offense in terms of goal scores back from last year, and a lot of their defensive prowess back as well. No reason to think the Blue Devils can't contend again for a national title. Certainly a long way to go, just the season opener here, but lofty aspirations for this Duke club. In the middle, that one skips past the keeper as Barr had it read. As we mentioned earlier, Duke on the road at High Point next weekend before returning home for 4 consecutive, which begins on the 17th against St. Joseph's. And another goal here for Bellarmine. It's John Alie with his second. Alie, the 6'2 sophomore out of Aurora, Colorado. Makes it a 10-goal game with 4:12 left. Give Bellarmine a lot of credit. They've hung in there today despite the margin. The Knights have continued to fight and have not given up. They've got some aspirations of their own. We talked about how Bellarmine's coming off one of the most successful years in program history since playing a full Division I schedule beginning in 2006. Bellarmine picked to finish 4th in the A-Sun, but a team that they feel like could contend for an A-Sun title. Air Force, Bellarmine, each with 11 wins last year. Jacksonville won 12 games. Utah won 12. Utah finished first in the A-Sun last year, won a perfect 9-0 in the league. That one high of the cage with 3.5 minutes left. Good play there as they tried to get it to Alie, but it's off his stick, and possession won nicely there by the Blue Devils. Grogan picking up the possession, and now Duke the other way. Oh, turned over. Smith just picked the pocket there, and now 1v1, a save made there by Barr. Possession, though, will stay with Bellarmine. O'Rourke will put it in play here for the Knights. Duke will sub as well. Zach Jepson entering the game for the Blue Devils. O'Rourke in front, and another one. It's Alie with a hat trick. 2 this quarter for Alie. He joins Playsted as the 2 Knights with hat tricks, now to a 9-goal Duke advantage with less than 3 minutes to go. Possession to Bellarmine off the face-off. 2:45 left. Healy now lobs one this way for Curry. Murphree spinning off a defender, creates some separation, and now Bellarmine will run some offense here. Scooped, saved, flagged down as well. So the Blue Devils will be a man down here with 2:20 to go. And the guilty party for the Blue Devils there was Grogan, the graduate student. So cross check to the head, a 1-minute penalty here. So Bellarmine trying to put another one past the fourth goalie used by Duke today. Bar in there in the fourth quarter for the Blue Devils. And that one home. Murphree, the senior, with his second of the game. 32 seconds left on the penalty. Down to an 8-goal lead for the Blue Devils. Final 90 seconds from Koskinen Stadium. Blue Devils ahead 20-12. Blue Devils led this game at the break 14-5 and have really never looked back after that 8-goal second quarter. Brennan O'Neill leading the way for the Blue Devils with 4 goals and 13 points this afternoon. Hat trick as well from Dyson Williams and Josh Zawada, who made his Blue Devil debut after transferring from Michigan. We're down to the final minute here at Koskinen Stadium. And Duke content just to take this down. They can't take it all the way down, but can certainly shorten up the contest. There's a turnover caused, nearly. It'll stay with the Blue Devils. 40 seconds left. 10 seconds on the shot clock for Duke. And it belongs to Bellarmine with 35 seconds to go. One final opportunity here for the Knights with a half a minute left. But it will be the Blue Devils here on opening day in Durham who make a statement, the number 2 team in the country. And the Blue Devils certainly looked like it this afternoon with 3 different players scoring at least 3 goals. You add in the 2 from McAdorey in this talented freshman class. It was a solid effort for the Blue Devils from the word go this afternoon. Duke uses a 12-goal second quarter, and the Blue Devils 1-0 on the campaign after they beat Bellarmine here this afternoon. Final 5 seconds at Koskinen Stadium, but that will do it. The Blue Devils with the home opening win on opening day. Blue Devils win it 20-12 over the Bellarmine Knights. Big thanks to Matt McCullough, who helped bring you all the pictures today. For Matt and the rest of our great team, this is Chris Edwards saying so long from Koskinen Stadium, where the Blue Devils win it by 8 over Bellarmine on opening day. So long, everybody.